I understand why the conservative mind reacts to aggrievement, because that is like fundamentally what the conservative mind is. They're constantly searching for an aggrievement. There was a great piece in the New York Times that, like, now that there's no border issues in Texas, they're ramped up their Islamophobia because they need to feel like they are under threat and that there is some fundamental unfairness that is taking place. In this instance, for Sagar, it was, that we're the only country in the world that educates undocumented immigrants' kids, which of course is, again, anybody can spend 5 minutes on the internet and find out that's not even remotely the case. The vast majority of EU countries do the same. Mexico does the same, Thailand, Jordan, etc. So you have to dig lower as to, like, what is generating the need to backfill with some aggrievement. And it really is embodied in this guy. His name is Jeremy Carl, and he is been nominated. He's of Montana. He's the Assistant Secretary of State for International. He's being nominated to be the Assistant Secretary of State for International Organizations. And he is, this seems to be a Senate, you need a Senate confirmation. So he's going through a Senate hearing. And the guy, Jeremy Carl, has been, in his writing and in his podcast appearances and wherever it is. He's from the Claremont Institute, which is
it's a white supremacist think tank.
Yes. And he worked at the Hoover Institution. And went to Yale, Kennedy School of Government, et cetera, et cetera. He was a senior fellow at the Claremont Institute's Center for the American Way of Life. And here he is being asked about all of his sort of like white supremacist stuff. And he's not going to back down from that, folks.
Tell me how you define white identity and what you think is being erased about white identity.
Certain types of Anglo-derived culture that comes from our history.
Like what?
Let me think about this. Senator.
Pause it for a second. You know what's sort of amazing about this? That he's got to think about it, because maybe he didn't think he was going to be asked the question directly. He wrote a book called The Unprotected Class: How Anti-White Racism is Tearing America Apart. He had in 2020 and 2025 was all over, through the years, just espousing white supremacy. Good.
A book by one of your former Senate colleagues, Born Fighting, about the sort of Scotch-Irish. Senator, I would say if you were to look at the book by one of your former Senate colleagues, Born Fighting, about the sort of Scotch-Irish military culture and certain, pride that went with that, that would be one example.
Well, pause it for a second. Now, I got news for you. The Scotch-Irish, at the founding of this country, when we had founding fathers, they came out and fought in the Revolutionary War, and they were great fighters.
So did some free black people.
But it turns out when they didn't want to pay their taxes in the late 90s in the so-called Whiskey Rebellion, George Washington, one of the founding fathers, actually decimated them.
I wonder why it's about the Scots-Irish way of war and not the white way of war.
Because, the biggest, probably, attacks on Scots-Irish was done by George Washington. Okay.
One example. Obviously, you could have sub-elements of that culture. You could have Italians, you could have Irish, and those are in many ways more
But you're
distinct.
worried about white culture. You're not worried about.
Oh, well, pause it. Wait, go back. Wait, now, there were subcultures of white, because I got news for you. When Italians first came to this country, when the Irish first came to this country, they were not considered white. They weren't. So, like, is he saying that their culture melted into, like, that the American culture, like I'm trying to understand this. They're subcultures.
Yeah. The problem is whiteness is a big lie told by powerful people subscribed to by losers.
Good.
Elements of that culture. You could have Italians, you could have Irish, and those are in many ways more
But you're
distinct.
worried about white culture. You're not worried about. You're now retreating to ethnic identity. You don't speak about ethnic identity. You speak about white identity. So tell me the values that stitch together white identity and that make it different than black identity.
I would say that the white church is very different than the black church in terms of its tone and style on average.
Pause it for a second. Now, wait a second. Is the black church threatening the white church?
With erasure? I think it's just people like me not going to church anymore.
But is
Black people didn't intimidate me out of it.
this black church thing new?
They're taking all the church.
Like, what is he saying? Like the big difference between white culture and black culture is that the churches have different types of services. Like, I mean, I don't know. Listen, I haven't spent a lot of time in churches. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know is a Catholic service similar to like a Pentecostal service? Like, are the mega churches the same as like going to the cathedral up the road?
I went to a Protestant mass with a girl in college, and it did not look a lot like the Catholic masses that I went to growing up. No.
Sergeant Flux tells me Italians weren't considered white in the U.S. until the 1970s.
Also, one difference between the black and white church
The U.S.
historically
Census.
is that the black churches opposed slavery, and the white churches, for instance, the Southern Baptist Church, started calling themselves Southern Baptists because they supported slavery.
Okay.
The white church is very different than the black church in terms of its tone and style on average. Foodways could often be different.
Foodways. He sounds like He
Foodways?
sounds like a academic.
What is white food? What is the white food? Hamburger? Wait, is hamburger?
I guess it'd be burgers and bratwurst if we go to the German.
And so he's complaining that there's
Gefilte
too many
fish.
different styles of food now.
Our foodways.
Like Chipotle is taking over.
I love a white nationalist saying foodways, like a sociologist.
In foodways, we are losing our white culture.
We are losing our white spaces.
It's so hard. Hey, you know what? You know what's making it harder to get steaks these days from like white countries? The Trump administration's trade policies.
Yeah.
And those are great. and
These
Go back.
foodways could often be different. Yeah.
And those are
Music-
being erased.
music could be different.
And those are being erased.
Music could be different. Well, if you look at the Super Bowl halftime show, which was not in English this year.
So our ability
Music's
to
being
access-
erased because we're getting all like Spanishized the music because of the Super Bowl.
When a white person listens to Bad Bunny, are they erasing white culture?
I want to know what white music that we listen to is not a function of black culture.
Right.
What, like, which one? You know, what
Rock. Kid Rock, the rapper.
The rapper. Is that white music? Is that white music? Oh my God. Not only did we have non-white heritage at the halftime on the Super Bowl, we had non-white heritage at TPUSA. They've infiltrated everywhere.
Oh my God, I didn't even think of that.
That's
was not in English
amazing.
this
That's amazing.
Should have had Ben Shapiro play violin or something.
could be differently if you look at the Super Bowl halftime show, which was not in English this year.
So our ability to access white churches or white food or white music is being erased?
I am concerned with the majority common American culture that we had for some time that through particularly mass immigration, I think has become much more balkanized, and I think that weakens us. And again, I'm not
so
running away
wait, so the majority common white culture we had, and is he talking about like, I'm trying to think, like, was it balkanized because of mass immigration, or was it balkanized because we gave black people the right to vote, let's say?
Yeah, like was this...
I'm confused about that.
Was the antebellum South balkanized when, like 40 to, in some states, over half of the people in those states were black?
And so is the problem with the immigration just Spanish-speaking people as opposed to like English-speaking ones?
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
It's not letting us appreciate Ty Cobb anymore.
Good.
comment. I'm not apologizing for
Well,
it.
I'm way over my time. I think you're
Particularly mass immigration, I think has become much more balkanized, and I think that weakens us. And again, I'm not running away from that comment. I'm not apologizing for
Well,
it.
I'm way over my time. I think you're struggling to answer this question, right? Because underlying your beliefs is a sentiment that white culture is just simply better.
I wonder how it weakens us. Like, I wonder how that weakens us manifests it. Like, where is it manifesting? I get the idea that a balkanized country theoretically is weaker, but I'm not sure in what context he's talking about.
The truth is America is more diverse than a large number of, say, European countries or any countries around the world, and I think that actually is better for us. That's the case.
I mean, we've been more diverse throughout the past 150, 200 years. And we seem to do pretty good during that time. I don't know what the metric is that he's using. Is there another clip of this guy?
Yeah. Another one from Chris Murphy here.
A year ago, were white Americans the most discriminated against group in the United States? You said it. So
Yeah.
do
Senator, no, certainly this is my belief. I'm not running away from that. I think that while, of course, all races in different contexts can be subject to really severe discrimination, that when we look at our legal structures, white Americans are often very disfavored in overt ways. We're seeing this in the Small Business Administration, many other places.
So your belief is that white Americans face more discrimination, at least prior to the Trump administration fixing this, than black Americans?
On average, Senator, yes, that's correct, and I'm not running away from that statement at all.
Not running away from the dumb shit he's saying. Every white nationalist is two things at the exact same time. Hitler and Chicken Little. The hysteria that they say, oh, we're losing our culture. We're not. If these people had their way, Jackie Robinson would have never played baseball. And guess what? America would be worse off for it. We have to crush them like they've been crushed in the past.
It does appear that this guy's going to have a tough time getting confirmed.
I would like to see that pressed, though, because there are hundreds of this exact same guy
100%.
all over the government right now. It started under Trump's first term, and they all need to be brought out like this. Sunshine is the best disinfectant.
Should we do this Candace Owens thing?
I haven't seen it. So.
It is nuts. I don't know, maybe we'll save it for Monday. But Candace Owens, I'll just tell people about it because it is fascinating to watch. And apparently TPUSA has purged a lot of people from their organization who have questions about the assassination, have questions about like what has happened to the organization
The
in
direction
the wake
it's
of
taken,
it,
yeah.
all that stuff. So they're purging people. And Candace Owens, I think, is a bit of a lunatic and, chasing after clicks and this stuff. But apparently, according to Candace Owens, people can find, they've found and they've talked to this woman back, I think, like 11, 12 years ago. Erica Kirk had this correspondence when she was 25 with a girl who was 15 or 16. And it was an odd correspondence. Now, I am not in a position to validate, like, if they show pictures of the text exchanges, and supposedly Candace Owens is talking to the woman.
I don't think it's the best fact-checking organization over at Candace.
Probably not. So it's hard to know. I can tell you that if it's an accurate representation of what went on, there could be a more innocent explanation for it, because who knows. But I will say that if it was a 25-year-old guy, and now, of course, that's different. It is different. But I don't know. It's weird. We don't have to play this. Maybe we'll do it. But Crunchy, this voting rights bill is going to see a major uptick in Kirkinations. Like Matt often says, voting is supposed to be a pressure valve, and removing that valve is going to cause systematic eruptions of violence. I don't think this voting bill is going to pass in the Senate. Dan from Columbus, Matt, if we never let Jackie Robinson play baseball, you'd have a better chance of making it to the NBA. He debuted in 47 and NBA started integration in 1950. Fun fact for the day. I got another fun fact for the day.
The NBA wouldn't be cool then, though, and I wouldn't want to be in it.
I got another fun fact for you. Let's see if you know this. First team to have a black player.
Boston Celtics?
I know. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
First team to field a five black players at one time. Say it.
It's always who you least expect.
Boston Celtics. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.